Hello there, this is the Shadow Ranger, and I'm going to talk a little bit about TNA Against All Odds, and just some thoughts about where we go from here. I really don't do the traditional match-by-match pay-per-view reviews. I'll just point out a couple of short notes I took during some of the matches, and then I'll talk about what I thought about the angles and where we go. First off, I was right. The X Division 3-way didn't happen. Robbie E came out with Cookie. Cookie was looking gorgeous as usual. His promo was great. I loved his promo. I want to say right now, fuck everybody who hates on this guy. This dude has gotten so much unnecessary hate since he debuted. Just unwarranted, unfounded, baseless hate. If you don't like Robbie E, if you think Robbie E sucks, please give me a legitimate reason. The guy's a fun character. You know, he's decent in the ring. It seems like the people who hate Robbie E are that group who pretty much hate anybody that's not an X Division guy. If he's not doing 15 flips and flops around the ring, they say he's a bad wrestler. And I can't stand those guys. You know who you are. I don't have to name names. Anyway, I thought him doing the fist pump with the ref count was great. I cracked up at that. 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. That was great. I thought that was really funny. As far as his match with Kazarian, I think that was the best thing that could have happened. I'm glad we got this one-on-one match instead of the scheduled match. I think the 3-way would have just been a big spot fest. And you know, over the past couple of years, I'm really burnt out on spot fest. You know, I like the X Division, but I want to see the X Division guys who can actually just do a fast paced match. I'm done with spot fest, and I think the 3-way would have just been a spot fest. Plus, a 3-way match with 3 heels is probably not a good idea anyway. But what we got instead was a very good one-on-one match for the X Division title, and it worked very well. You had a babyface, you had a heel. One guy, babyface wanted the belt. The babyface has the belt. The heel wanted it, so the storyline makes sense. You really didn't need that much build-up. All around, I think this is the best thing they could have done. Just give Robbie E the count, the win, and have the title match right there on the pay-per-view. It was a good opener. No complaints. As far as the 6-man tag, I got everything I wanted out of this match. Steiner did a funny promo at the beginning. Share my shoe, you take your vitamin, they'll take vitamin for coordination. I got my Scott Steiner promo. Beer Money, the right team went over in my opinion. They made Gunner and Murphy look good. You know, I was watching this part and I was like, holy crap, Gunner and Murphy have on wrestling gear and look like an actual tag team. Thank fucking God. They actually look like a tag team. Good. Leave them that way. Stop with all that stupid jobber security shit. You know, and as I talk about Gunner and Murphy, you know, I'm actually hoping that when Flair comes back, he doesn't side with Fortune. That by the time this Immortal storyline is over and once Dixie has the company back, that Flair isn't with Fortune anymore. And I'd like to see him be the manager of Gunner and Murphy. Like, maybe Flair tries to put together a new group and like a new horseman, since he felt like, you know, Immortal betrayed him. He's gonna put together not Immortal. He feels like Fortune betrayed him, so he's gonna put together a new group to manage. And don't give him a name. Just be like call it Ric Flair Inc. You know, like how Jimmy Hart had like the First Family and Bobby Heenan had the Heenan family. Just call it like Ric Flair Incorporated. You don't have to call it like Fortune or the Flair 4. Don't leave 4 out of it. Stop saying 4. Just let Ric Flair manage a group of guys. And you know, I was saying I said in the earlier video, I believe, that I would like to see TNA bring in Scrap Iron Adam Pearce and have Ric Flair as his manager. But you know, I think Ric Flair as the manager for Gunner and Murphy could work. They're decent wrestlers. They look good. I don't know what they're like on the mic because we really haven't heard them talk that much. But you know, if they suck on the mic, cool. Put Flair with them. Flair will do their promos. That's what managers are for. You know, many people have been saying over the past few years that managers in wrestling are a lost art. For some reason, wrestling companies, especially WWE and TNA, just don't want to use managers anymore. And managers are good. You know, it seems like the only time anybody gets a manager is if their gimmick is they don't talk. Well, don't speak English, at least. That seems to be the only time anybody gets a manager anymore. If your gimmick is you either don't talk or you don't speak English. You know, Awesome Kong doesn't talk, so she had Raisha Saeed. No, Umaga didn't speak English, so he had Estrada. But just, you know, you can be an American dude. I think a manager would work very well. I would like to see that happen. I think you could do some good stuff with Gunner and Murphy as a tag team down the line. They're talented guys. Give them a mouthpiece if they can't talk. Something else I know, Kazarian, Beer Money, the members of Fortune, they all wore red gear. And Steiner teamed with Beer Money, and he did too. Just a small little continuity thing that always stands out. Just a small thing. They look like a team, so they all wore red. AJ Styles on commentary. It's always odd to have a TNA pay-per-view without an AJ Styles match. That's just weird to me. Let's see here. Don't really know if there's really much that's gonna come on out of the aftermath of the 6-man tag. Seems like they just did it just so Beer Money would be on pay-per-view and just have another Fortune Immortal match. But it was a fun match. You know, Steiner did a promo. Beer Money looked good. Beer Money won. We got a Frankensteiner. Gunner and Murphy looked good in the match. I think they accomplished everything. Rob Terry was kept to a minimum. So no complaints. I really could have done without the close-up shots of the Pope's ass. You know, when he was did the matches with Suicide, we've seen more than enough of the Pope's ass on TNA pay-per-views. I don't really need close-up shots anymore. You didn't have to close-up shot us to show that it said Pope's gonna kill you. Taz told us that's what it said. That was good enough. Not sure what's up with Okada or Okado or whatever they was fucking calling him. What the fuck? I'm not sure about what's up with the Kato mask thing. Somebody said it's from a movie. I don't really watch many movies, so I know people will call it stereotypical, but I was just thinking, hey, Kiyoshi's still there. Put him and Okada together, have a Japanese tag team. Make them you know what? I'm not gonna get into that right now. That's another episode of Re-Gimmick. But I'll do a video later where I talk about Kiyoshi and Okada and what I would do with them. Again, I am pleasantly surprised that Mickie James lost. I think they've been doing a good job building it up. I told you my fear was that TNA was going to hotshot the belt to Mickie too soon. But she's been there since October. So it was October, November, December, January, February. Good, close to 5 months. Almost 5 months. Let it go a couple more months. Maybe you have her finally get the belt at lockdown. You know, they've been building up that she keeps losing because of interference. So, you know, have her do one more match on the next pay-per-view. Or don't have a title match. Have the knockouts tag titles on the next pay-per-view. Then lockdown. Mickie finally gets her match with Madison in the cage where Madison can't run and can't have any outside interference. And that's when Mickie wins the belt. I think that works just fine. I'm expecting the next title shot to be Mickie putting her career on the line to get another shot against Madison. I hope that doesn't happen because then it will take away all the suspense. Like, we'll know that Mickey's going to win there. And I want a level of suspense. So I'm hoping that in the next months, either someone else gets a shot against Madison, or they do a knockouts tag title match on the next pay-per-view or something like that. and then we save the next Mickey versus Madison for Lockdown. Mickey wins some type of #1 contenders match. She finally gets her shot with Madison at Lockdown. It's in the cage, no running. Then she can beat Madison and get the belt, and I think it'll be okay. Good 6-month wait. Morgan Hernandez promo was okay. I could get into this feud, but the show's kind of crowded, so if they're going to pursue this Morgan Hernandez feud, another storyline's got to be taken off TV. So if they're going to pursue this, I expect another current storyline to come to an end. I'm thinking probably Bullet Ray versus Devon. They might do a thing where Devon just doesn't want to fight anymore after what happened to his sons on the pay-per-view. That could happen. And I gotta be honest, I hadn't been interested in the Brother Ray Devon feud so far, but after seeing what happened on the pay-per-view, I am now. I'm interested in this feud now, and I want to see where this feud goes, what they do with it. They got me interested. Gotta admit, they have gotten me interested. I liked at the end how Bubba yelled, they should have never kicked out of the 3D. Just to remind us that that's what this all stems back to. All this Devon is weak thing. This all still stems back to the Machine Guns kicking out of the 3D at Turning Point. That just adds something to it for me. Something about that just adds to it. Like, man, he's still that pissed. And he still brought it back to that. They kicked out of the 3D. They kicked out of the 3D because you were weak. We didn't retire as champions because you were weak. I really didn't take any notes during the Kurt Angle Jeff Jarrett match. Kurt Angle left his shoes in the ring, and Taz pointed out that that's something a wrestler does when they retire, leaving their boots in the ring, saying they're done. I doubt that's what's going to happen, but I want to see what happens next. Hopefully they did this one match. We'll have to worry about them bringing up the kids involved in it. That was the only part of this that was kind of weird for me. Expect Kurt Angle to destroy that wedding ceremony or stop it from happening. That vow renewal. Not much else I really want to say about that one. Main event. I'm surprised by the main event. I was surprised that Jeff Hardy won, and I was surprised that there was no interference. Nobody from Immortal came down. No one from Fortune came down. They had a straight up clean one-on-one ladder match, and Jeff Hardy won. Okay. My guess is TNA. They must be confident that things are gonna go well with his legal situation. That's cool. If they know stuff, there's something about it that we don't know. If they know that it's supposedly gonna be okay, then go ahead and put the belt on him. I don't really have a problem with it. Again, if your world champion gets convicted while he's got, while you still got, if Jeff Hardy still, God, I can't speak right. If Jeff Hardy gets convicted while he's still the world champion, that's gonna make you look bad. I hope you know what you're doing with this one. I mean, I'm not a Jeff Hardy fan, but I don't mind him being the champion. I look at this and I think they're setting this up to do Jeff Hardy versus AJ Styles. That's what I see when I look at the fact that Hardy got the belt back. I think Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles. with the company on the line. I was talking about that whole thing in another video about how you end the Immortal feud and do a best of 5 series type thing, where it comes out to the judge. It makes the issue that basically Dixie has half power, Immortal has half power. They go at each other, screwing each other for a month or so, and then you build up to Slammiversary, where they make it a best of 5, where it's Immortal's team versus Dixie Carter's team, and they have a best 3 out of 5 matches. Well, what you could do is, for that same pay-per-view, you could build up to AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy for the world title. It could even be making a ladder match. I think people like a Jeff Hardy AJ ladder match. Or something like that. And it could be the tiebreaker. They could say if Dixie's side wins 2 matches and Immortal side wins 2 matches, then the world title match will be the tiebreaker. See, that way you have a story. It makes sense storyline wise, where the ladder match for the world title is gonna happen anyway. But because Dixie's team wins 2 matches and Immortal's team wins 2 matches, it comes down to the world title match of AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy, the entire future of the company. Not only is the world title on the line, the legitimate future of the company. Like at this time, when TNA talks about how the future of the company is going to be decided, it will be legit. You know, they say that all the time. You know, I wish TNA would do that. Every pay-per-view, the future of this company will be decided at this every pay-per-view. It doesn't greatly affect the future of the company, but this one will. So not only have they done this pay-per-view, it's AJ Styles versus Jeff Hardy for the world title, and TNA as a whole. Who is going to have full control, ownership of TNA? Dixie Carter or Hogan and Bischoff? And AJ gets the win. He's the world champion. He saves the company. I think it works all around. Alright, I'm at 16 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. Leave feedback in the comments section. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at TJSMITH3. This is the Shadow Ranger. Thank you for listening. Have a nice day.